Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bella Kitty, or you can call me Kitty. Today I am talking to you about the woes of living in a new build. Okay, my place was closed on April 2023. Okay, that's when the landlord, the owner of the property, took possession of this place. Okay, and I put my deposit down in July 2023, and I moved in August 2023. So let's see, August, September, October, April. April, May, June, July, August. So in 4 months, the place sat empty, right? 4 months they had to work on some things. When I first came to view the place, it was raining, as it's still, like, it's the butt end of the rainy season now. It was raining, so we noticed that there were leaks in the window. I said, hey, don't worry about the place is under warranty for a year, so the builder will come out and take care of that. And they did. I'm like, okay, fix that. They had to install some AC, do some little final touches, work on the closet spaces, in the bathroom. Okay, so all those things, I was like, hey, I need a couple things done before I even sign a lease to move in. And they were like, okay, totally understand it. The owners are amazing thus far. So before we get into it, please understand, I have no issues with my owners thus far. The owners of this property, as soon as something comes up, they are responsive. I'm not talking about like immediately, but within a reasonable amount of time. And as things goes on, I'll tell you the rest. Okay. So we were here, the first night we were here, we turned the pump on to, fill the Tanaka, right? Because we're going about our normal life. And the pump fills up. And what happens? It overflows, y'all. It overflows. I'm like, where's all this water coming from? So I'm listening, I can hear it because it's just, there's nothing in the house at this point, right? So it's just like, just pouring out, right? Go outside and look, and I'll insert the video so you can see that there is it's just pouring water, right? And it's just like filling up. So I go turn the pump off, and I'm like, maybe I turned the wrong pump on, because it's two pumps, one to fill the pool and one to fill the Tanaka, right? So I'm thinking it's me. I'm thinking I'm tripping, whatever. Next day comes, the cleaner comes, and he cleans the house. Of course, he's using water. He has to clean the outside, clean the interior, things like that, everything that's going on. But also at the same time, we noticed that the water was not draining, right? So the landlord reaches out, he's like, hey, the water's not draining. The guy comes over, he does some stuff, comes to find out that the exterior drain that was put in, it was clogged up with construction dirt. So he had to go through and dig that out. But also, while the cleaner was here, there's an outdoor shower. He notices that the outdoor shower is not draining either, right? Y'all, why they had just put like the drain cover in there but didn't actually have a drain there? So they had to like go in and hammer what's the word, y'all? Machine hammer the drain in for the outside shower, right? So it's like, okay, it's cool, things, whatever. They came out, they fixed it. So that day, filled the Tanaka up because we run out of water, and I don't know what. So then the same thing happens, right? It's overflowing, it's flowing onto the back patio. Thankfully, now the drain is fixed, right? So I'm telling the landlord, he's like, hey, okay, I'll reach out to the builder, the architecto, and I will let them know. All right, say okay. So then some guys show up, and he tells me like the float is not working and it doesn't turn it off. And he's like, you gotta go, he'll come back and he'll fix it. Like, okay, cool. Okay, cool. So he fixes that, right? So we're at 3 things at this point. So same day, the pool guy comes, he cleans the pool, like, chemical cleans the pool, and we fill up the pool. So I don't know the days exactly, but we're gonna say it's Friday at this point, because I don't really know my days of the week. Everything kind of just merged together, and I just kind of live every day. And he's like, okay, it's good. You know what I'm saying? Fill up the pool. I'll be back on Saturday to make sure everything is good. I was like, cool. So that was Thursday. So he came back on Saturday, right? I said, okay, cool. Saturday comes, my pool is like pretty much empty because there was like a little piece on the that they didn't put in. So as I was filling, because I just kept filling it up and filling it up and filling it up, but it kept draining out because that piece was not on the actual stopper to catch the water. So the architect comes back and they fix the pool, right? Because they were trying to tell me like, well, maybe the sun evaporated. I'm like, yeah, it ain't even been that hot and it's the rainy season, so y'all gonna have to stop playing with me, right? They was like, yeah, you right, okay. So, all right, keep going or whatever. When the pool guy is here, he's like, hey, there's no plug outside. I'm like, there's no plug outside? I'm like, well, maybe it's in the bodega. The bodega is storage. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's in the bodega. So there is electricity in the bodega. And I'm like, okay, but it's kind of far from like the pool. So I'm like, okay, we'll just use the island. So he plugging it in. He was like, there should be a plug right here. So it's right there where the outdoor sconce is. There is a square, or not square, rectangle, right? Where there really should be like electrical. It's just taped off, y'all. Like it's there, but they ain't finished it. So it's like, are you serious? Like, so now I gotta let them know, hey, was this part of something that the builder was supposed to do? So like the landlord's like, yes, they gotta do that. Okay. Fast forward. Next day comes, I'm washing dishes. Woo-de-woo. It's like dinner time, I think. And I'm on FaceTime, but I'm washing dishes, and out of nowhere, it sounds like a pipe burst. Because all this water comes, it's a loud noise, and it's loud, right? And the water's just draining out the sink. I'm like, oh my God. So I grab my phone and I start recording. Y'all, the whole plumbing thing, the whole pipe system, not just one piece, the whole pipe system fell off of the bottom of the sink. I'm like, are you shit? Like, okay. All right, cool. I hit the landlord up. At this point, I know the landlord pissed. Now he's very apologetic. I'm gonna get somebody out there. So this is like a Friday night. You already know how this gonna go. It's Friday, tomorrow Saturday. We already know how the weekends go around here. So nothing happened. Monday morning, the owner shows up himself. He asked me Sunday, he's like, they hadn't come. Monday morning, he shows up here, again, all apologetic. He comes in, he looks at it. He knows that the piece that's not even the correct piece for the sink or whatever. He was like, this is the wrong piece. I'll be back, yada, yada. I said, okay, cool. So he comes back, he fixes it. Y'all, I ain't even playing with y'all. 2 days later, I'm standing there. Y'all like, girl, why are you still here? I don't know. Stuff don't bother me like that. But I'm going to tell y'all the story anyway. I'm standing there. I'm washing dishes after breakfast. And the whole sink fell out the cabinet, y'all. It fell out the cabinet. I'm like, what the insert words, right? My baby's out in the pool swimming. So it had to be back at like 11 o'clock. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like the whole thing just fell out. I was like, okay, So, long story short, the landlord shows up again. Like he and his wife this time, and, they looking at it, and they know I'm speaking enough Spanish, so they trying to keep between them. I step out, let them have a conversation or whatever. And, she just tells me he's very upset now that he's upset about the builder. And had you not moved in here, we don't know how long it would have been until we got somebody in here that we wanted. And, this place could, the warranty could have run out here. And I was like, oh, okay, and she was like, are you planning to leave? I'm like, no, I'm not planning to leave. Y'all, just crazy stuff happens, but, whatever. It's like, whatever, shit, bad shit gonna happen, regardless. My only thing is the landlord responsive. So he goes outside. He on his phone, but I don't know if he know, but it's echoing back in the house because it ain't nothing outside but concrete, and it's echoing back. Man, baby, he giving the builder the business. I mean, Listen, that whole, nice, Mexican, whatever, believe everybody's so nice and sweet, baby, that disappeared. His whole face was red when he came back. I was like, oh, okay. So he walks down. He has another house that they're building. He owns 3 properties. The one I'm in, the lot next door is empty, and then on the other side of that lot is like a start of a build that he's working on. So I guess he's like, well, shit, let me go down there and see what they got going on. Man, that man came back. I would have swear you could not tell the difference from the red on the shirt and the red in his face. He was mad. He called his wife. They went down there. I mean, the whole time you can just hear him he's just hot on the phone, giving the builder the business, right? I'm like, oh Lord, right? So the next day, the people show up, right? So it had to be Friday. I don't know, because no, it was Thursday. It was Thursday, because I was supposed to go hang out with my girls and do some vegan cooking or whatever, but we didn't get that. Maybe one day y'all might see that on the channel, but we didn't get to go do that because I had to stay at home and wait for the plumbers to come. Child, when I tell you they came with rebar and cement and drills and welding equipment, all type of other stuff, I'm like, hold on now. My sink was put in with glue, like some type of silicone, and that's it. And you can tell under the counter, like where they were supposed to do all this stuff that they showed up with that they didn't do. You could tell that they were supposed to do it, but it never got done. It's kind of like they just were, like, I don't know, maybe the deadline was April, or they had to maybe pay more money or something, or lose money. And so they kind of just started slapping stuff together, but instead of coming back and trying to fix those things, they just let it ride. Child, the sink was held in with glue, okay? So they came, and I mean, they in here dusting up the place. The whole place was dusted up because they were like, had to chisel out some cement, put in some rebar, put in some more cement. They had to weld some pieces together. It was crazy. It was crazy. I was like, hold on now. I know for that sink to fall out, I'm sure the builder probably was talking to the plumber, because I don't know if is the plumber subcontracted or whatnot, but me just thinking, honestly, oh, it's a new house, it's under warranty, like, it's not gonna have problems. But even in the US, we all know that like new houses, you gotta work the kinks out of new houses, unlike older houses that, what I'm saying, they didn't got seasoned, that, what the icks are with them. And yeah, I ain't know none of that. I did not know any of that coming in, and the owner didn't either. But I mean, it's just some things was just egregious. Like, okay, the float thingy getting stuck, not working. We don't know how long that's been up there. We don't know, what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Could have been just defective. The hole not being in the outdoor shower, that's just malignant. That's just like, F it. The construction dirt getting stuck in the outdoor drain. Okay, understandable. The electrical just not being installed, complete oversight. I don't know if there's like not a like code enforcement here that comes through and checks all these things. And I thought I did my due diligence. I thought I crossed my T's, dotted my I's, did everything that I needed to do to, get this house, and ask all the questions. But there's just some things you can't ask. There's just some questions you just can't ask. Is there a float in the Tanaka? Who's gonna ask that question? I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know this little piping system is under the sink. It's called a tarfa in Spanish. I know to check to see if it's screwed in, right? I know to check it and make sure there's no leaks and everything like that. But I don't know to ask when is it the correct size? Is it gonna fall out? The people see you slinking down the stairs. Your whole body, ma'am. They see you. It's not live, and I'm not gonna edit it out either. Oh my God. All right, I'm sorry. But yeah, these are just things that you don't think to ask. You don't ask those questions until you don't ask any of those questions. It just kind of happens. Like, could I have caught the outdoor electrical thing? Yeah, I could have caught the outdoor electrical thing, possibly, if I had checked it. I did check all of the interior plugs, but I didn't think to check the exterior plug to see, if it was there. So yeah, you don't think to ask things like that or whatnot. And there's really not a good thorough checklist. You can do all your due diligence that you want to do. And like I said, in my old house, the hot water heater was the only thing that went out. We had one other plumbing issue. Plumber came. Plumber was the issue, not the landlord. Plumber was the issue. Came, fixed it, called it a day. That's just how it went. It was. I've seen in my couple weeks here, I've seen more maintenance people than I have ever seen ever in my old place. And it was an older home, like built in like 99, I believe. So, an older house. I'm sure they worked all the kinks out before people moved in, opposed to this house. The April 2023 house isn't even a couple months old, So just things to think about. I'm not deterring anybody from a new build. Am I gonna leave? And I don't have any intentions of leaving. I have friends say to me, "How are you sticking through that, child? I do not let little things worry me." Now, like if the roof had caved in, we out of here, or something crazy like that, then yes. But I understand that these things can happen. I could have built this house myself and still would have the same issues. So, this is just life, and I just take life and keep rolling. I don't let the little things stress me. We just keep it pushing. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Buyer beware, new or old. New or old, you don't know what you go get around here, okay? It's hard knock life out here. I'm sure somebody gonna be in a comment, well, in Guanajuato, we don't have those problems, child. Everywhere there's problems, and there's no place that's perfect. You just have to pick the place that's perfect for you and that works for you and your family. And so far, this place works for me and my family. I truly appreciate you all for watching my videos. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I don't know if I need to give the comment disclaimer, but if you got a crazy comment, keep it to yourself. If you think that this may be a crazy comment, just keep it to yourself. All right. Other than that, just go ahead and comment below. We can chit chat about it. Maybe you can tell me your crazy new build stories or crazy move stories. I love a good story. Until next time, bye.